Hello everyone and welcome back. It is time for another episode. I don't know what I'm going for with the voice. Anyway, this is part 3 of a story. If you didn't see the first 2 parts, you're going to be really fucking confused. I'll link that. I'm not going to link them actually because you can't do pop-ups anymore. You probably can, but I don't know. YouTube's weird. You can look them up though. The title's right there. I pointed like you could see it. Anyway, this is from Reddit user QuillPinMonster, and I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me today. This is The Stupidity of Lemon Part 3. Animal neglect is reasonable. I'm already uncomfortable. Hello all, I'm back with Part 3. This is a bit shorter and not really funny in the slightest. So let's just jump into it. I really should redo that intro then. Not. First, I need to disclose my own shit. I wasn't the best pet owner while living with Lemon. Granted, it started out fine, but as Lemon grew worse and my anxiety became too difficult to manage, I holed myself up in my room or hide away on campus. In both cases, I didn't give proper attention and care I needed to for my 2 cats and my dog. My dog was holed up in the bedroom with me. At first, it was to gradually get the cats used to her, but then it turned into me needing her with me constantly. It's not a time I'm proud of, but I honestly wouldn't have made it out unscathed without my pets. Now on to Lemon. Lemon had 2 pets, a dog and a snake. The dog was a mix of multiple breeds, probably a terrier chihuahua with some dachshund in there, and he came from a hoarding situation. He's a yipper, as well as a jumper, but he's sweet. At least he was to me whenever Lemon wasn't home, and I could pamper him without issue. We'll call him Doggo for now. Now with Doggo, the animal abuse wasn't constant, and there are some things that I'm iffy on in terms of abuse. For example, whenever Doggo would try to jump on me or escape from Lemon's room, he was holed up in there due to reasons, I guess? Lemon would tell me to kick him. Bitch. Granted, I doubt she meant, kick him across the room with my foot, but she constantly said, just kick him away, it's fine. It's not fine. Well, I would very gently just kind of nudge him away with my toe. Another thing I'm iffy on is Lemon's insistence that if Doggo ever bit her, she would actually bite him back. It's just the golden rule of don't hurt your animals. But honestly, anyone ever considered biting as a part of hitting? Or am I just making mountains out of molehills? Either way, these are the least of her issues. Her primary form of abuse was animal neglect, specifically with the snake. We'll call him Saul, since that was his name when she owned him. Details at the end. Lemon had always wanted a snake, but her mother hated snakes. So when Lemon finally moved out on her own, she got her first snake. A 2 or 3-year-old ball python. A pretty mellow guy who apparently wasn't done growing yet. I'm not a snake person myself, but I didn't mind the snake being there as long as he was either in his terrarium or within eyesight of Lemon. That was honestly the only thing Lemon did right with Saul. At first, Lemon fed him regularly, which I believe is once every 2 weeks. 2 mice each, live mice if you're wondering. She wanted him to grow, so she made sure to feed him often, until money became an issue. I can't quite recall when she started letting him go without food for a month at a time, but this began to... Oh, that's fucked up. But this began a regular thing, even after she moved out. According to a mutual friend, who will be important in another chapter, Lemon let Saul go without food for 2 or 3 months. The poor snake went without food that entire time, and it's not like he was a problem eater. He ate pretty much everything given to him, never fasted, and he inhaled any mouse Lemon gave him in between those month-long fasts. I tell you this because, even though snakes can go for food without that long, it's of their own choice. Saul's fasting was not of his own choice. Lemon's excuse? None. She just didn't want to go out and get a freaking mouse to feed the hungry snake. Poor snake. On that note of neglect, Lemon had a carrier she would place Doggo in, especially during the later parts of our time living there. Note that I said carrier, not crate. This carrier wasn't even big enough for him to stand or sit straight in. This is often where I jump in and pamper the poor thing. His carrier was treated like a crate, despite not even being the right size for him. She left him in there for over 8 hours sometimes. Oh my god. That means no potty breaks either. She also hadn't taken him to the vet in over, hell, I'd say 2 or 3 years. No annual checkups, nothing. Now, I will say Lemon isn't a complete monster. She seemed to at least care enough, but her neglectful attitude did irk me, especially with Saul. Good news for Saul, though. When Lemon moved away from me, a living situation caused her to have to give Saul up. I really hope he's in a better home with an owner who actually feeds him regularly. Like I said, it's short, but the next post will be something else. I'm debating on how to write this, but I might just go to the events that led up to us parting ways. I'm not sure. Anyway, thank you for reading. Thank you for writing. Poor animals, though. That is... wow. I have a little dog. I have a little dog, Chi-Chi, whose picture I'll probably try to put in this video if I can remember to. She's tiny and adorable and very, very sweet. And, I just can't imagine her having to go through stuff like that. That's just fucked up. That's horrible. As for the snake fasting thing, I do know that that's a thing. I had an ex who had a python, and every now and then she would try to feed him, and he just wouldn't eat. Like, sometimes just... she referred to him as the snooty noodle, because he would just get, like, he didn't like certain things. I forget what his actual name was, but for the longest time, I kept referring to him as Lord Snakington, because it was just as, like, you'd give him something, you put, like, a mouse or something in there for him to eat, and I don't care for such things today, take it away. And it's like, you have to eat, what are you doing? But he was also the only snake that, she once told me, he was the only snake that she was ever convinced that if the whole life without people thing happened, and it was like the end of the world, she's like, this one would never survive. You would think animals would return to their baser instincts. It's like, he won't make it out of the terrarium. Not because, let's just say that it's open in a way that he could get out. It's not because he can't get out. He physically could. It's because he's weirdly scared of just things that don't make a lot of sense. There was a part where she had to change his bedding and didn't realize that she was almost out. So it's like, okay, well, I gotta go to the store tomorrow, so until I can get more, we'll substitute the other half of the tank that doesn't have bedding with just a bunch of paper towels. We'll just fold some paper towels flat, so you can get on it, it's not that big a deal, put it right there, and it's fine. He spent the entire night, glaring at the paper towels. It turned out later, she found out he's actually scared of the paper towels. So she's like, yeah, he's the only snake. He'd make it out of the terrarium and then not get off of the desk because carpet terrifies him. He's just scared of everything. He was just like a big wuss, and he just could not... She's like, no, this snake is not a threat to anything. If he bit anything, it was a miracle. He was just kind of a goof. So... anywho, yeah, I do know a little bit about snakes. I'm not a big snake person, but I do hope that both the animals are in, better care and doing better now. That is really sad. But that is also the end of this episode. So thank you all for being here, and go give your pet lots of hugs and pets and things right now. You should do that. I personally think you should do that. Show them wonderful care. I think I will. I gotta go check on the little three-legged wonder. Chi-Chi only has 3 legs, by the way. That's how I got her. She can move fast on 3 legs, though. I'll give her that. She can zip across the yard like you would not believe. But if you have a story you'd like to send me, you can do that by going to r/Moonhorse Stories and posting it there. I will see it, and if you would like to keep the lights on in this place, you can do that by donating to Patreon. By donating to Patreon, or by buying something from the merch store. Or you can do both if you're like super cool. I mean, I'm just saying. And remember, your pets love you, and so do I. You're all wonderful people, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Okay, I love you. Goodbye.